And with that, it's extremely my privilege to introduce your next state senator for the former home of Gene Stock.
I hope y'all be applauding for me, not that Gene Stock. But I'll take it anyway. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. The thing Josh didn't know about that Pizza Hut is I'd been in high school with that guy that owned it and worked him over just so he wasn't about to not know. I just had to throw that in. David knows me. I want to thank you for having me come over and have an opportunity to kind of meet with you. And I hate to stand with my back to anybody.
Hey,
so
that's all right.
I kind of in the restaurant, you got to set your back. Kind of want to tell you a little bit about myself. First, I'd like to go ahead. You met my wife, and you met the gal that's organizing me. And believe me, that's a chore for Nancy. And then her husband Neil is sitting there beside. This is Neil, right there. Nancy's husband, and he paid me to use her so that she didn't have to keep him lying down. So I wasn't supposed to say that way. And then my daughter Marnie is standing by the door with the camera, and my two of my 3 grandchildren, Brandon, Larry, stand up. He's got the famous name. High school, and then we have the younger son Riley. He's in about the 7th grade. Maybe he'll make it to the 8th. Those are my 2 grandsons. I have a granddaughter that graduated from Wilburton High School this last year with, I guess, her mother and grandmother's intelligence. She had almost a 4-point average. Very proud of her. Her name is Ashley. We're very proud of that.
How about your younger brother here?
Well, I can introduce my brother, my older brother. Shorter and uglier. This is my brother Richard. Right behind his wife, Brenda.
Hey, you know, Bob was saying that I was your dad.
Hey, we'll take that. 35. Yeah. We can take that if my dad was as tall as I was. I don't know. That's something personal between my brother and I. We've always had that fight growing up. Let me tell you something about myself. I'm a retired general contractor. Did building for a good while. We've always had our life or surrounding small business, construction businesses, agriculture businesses, stuff like that. I'm a Christian. Conservative, and like Josh said to you, most of my decisions all my life have been after prayer. And I would, the first thing I would ask you for me, is for your prayers. Okay? Now, we know what we're undertaking here. This has been something on our heart for a long time. Small business in southeastern Oklahoma is very important to me. We know that, our Main Street programs and everything else we do is what builds our economy here. We've got to be able to keep the businesses that are here operating and working and attract new business to go along with it. First, we have to take care of the ones who are here first. There's always this program that's going to make it better for somebody to come in. How about coming and talking to the small business people who are already suffering under a tax burden, under workman's comp, under all these things that we got to do just to maintain a business. Okay? I mean, these guys, Roger Keys and Mr. Okla, they can tell you what it takes to operate a business. Okay? Those are the issues that we need to concentrate on. Some of the issues. Okay? I mean, I can sit up here for 2 hours. You know it, and I know it. Okay? We could go right down the line. Our education that we have in this part of the state, Oklahoma City has a tendency to set out a blanket coverage of how education works. It may work fine in Oklahoma City, and does, and same way in Tulsa. You come to these rural schools, Wilburton, Buffalo Valley, Tallahassee, Hartshorn, Red Oak, you're talking about a different education system. So some of the things they send down that Mrs. Brecheen, I say that respectfully, I like Janet real well, but I'll be in her office for you pretty often until we get the picture that rural education can work quite like ours. Y'all want to watch Nancy. If she does this, that means that I'm talking too long and off track, okay? So, I'll be watching her. If y'all see her do that, holler at me, because I'm getting off track. Okay? I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. Given and these guys that have been before me, okay, they know what the problem is. They've been fighting it for years, right? Of course we have. I mean, this is what we're doing, okay? It's the same fight. We're coming back to the same fight we've always fought, whether it's education. One new thing that's a big thing now is water. It's Artist Lake. And my grandparents and some of my uncles had a sawmill up the Narrows when all this lake started, okay? They promised the landowners, look, we're going to take and build this lake and you can replace what you were doing with this wore out, no good, rocky, southeastern Oklahoma land that we're buying from you. Yeah, that's what they say. You can replace that with tourism. That'd be much easier and nicer. You can build motels and cabins and all that. Now they're coming back saying, oh, by the way, that water that's in that lake that we covered your farm and your land and half of your cemetery up with, we own it, we're going to sell it to Oklahoma City. Oh, we're already selling it. By the way, we're not asking you, okay? These are the problems, these are the issues that we face in southeastern Oklahoma. These are some of the issues that I've been working with Farm Bureau over at the Capitol for 8 years now. I'm coming out as a senator to go represent you guys in Oklahoma City as a senator. I've already been there representing you as the District 5 Director of the State Board of Farm Bureau as a State Board of Directors. There's all kinds of opportunities here if we can keep the urban senators, Republican and Democrat. I'm not cutting across the table here. I'm telling you, we got some Republican senators. And Josh is probably going to jump on me for saying it, but that's the way I talk. We have some urban senators, Republican and Democrat, that are taking care of Oklahoma City and southeastern Oklahoma, and we in this rural area, because there's only a few of Josh's, and soon to be me, and Mark Allen, that are going to get us some attention in the rural areas where we live for a change. And that's where I'm going.
It's about time.
Yes, it is about time. And let me give you one example. This is David Donovan and his wife, Tricia. He's got a railroad line, AOK Railroad, down in Welverton. All he needs is a little bit of help from some of the senators and some of the state up there to connect a line that'll come all the way from Midwest City, Oklahoma City to, you tell him, I don't know where all it goes.
McAlester.
Shawnee to McAlester, okay?
We already own, we're operating from Shawnee to Oklahoma City.
Okay, and all they need is that little bit of track. And how many jobs can we produce?
Over 2,300.
You hearing that? Well over 2,300. So can we get it done? No, because you got urban senators up there who want a high-speed rail from Oklahoma City to Tulsa. That's why we can't get it. Exactly. So these are the issues we're talking about, okay? I'm glad David and them are over. I wanted to point that out. There's other businesses. I'm sure Roger Keys and everybody else is affected by the same thing. You wiggled your ear yet? Okay. So I'm going to shut it off pretty quick. Like I said, I'm a Christian and a conservative, and everything that I'll do and represent you up in Oklahoma City will come from that same basis. The wisdom that I have, the wisdom that Josh and I even pray for, is the wisdom from the Lord, not man's carnal knowledge. That's what causes the problem. And that's what I'll do and represent you as best I can.